water-bound aerodynamic missile plummeting through the spray.
The unlimited hydroplanes, the powerhouses of boat racing.
156 plus. Jamie Nielsen and the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Number of the boats took advantage of the opportunity to have the entire 2.5-mile Columbia River racecourse set up. 133.267 for Jamie on his first lap. But that includes just coming out of the pits and straight down the front straightaway. Jamie's in about lane number 4 at the moment, coming halfway up the backstretch. Our friends on Ski Beach getting a good look at the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. We'll get the speed for you. If Jamie comes across the line, it will be a lot faster than that 133 warm-up lap. 159.019. 159.019 for Jamie Nielsen in the U11. And they found all kinds of speed.
They did. Yesterday they did a couple adjustments, like you said, towards the end of the day, skedaddled and got out onto the water, and they've got perfect water conditions right now. And with a 159, that is spectacular. One of the top speeds we've seen so far this weekend.
It is the top speed we've seen so far. And Jamie's backing down now a little bit. He's going to do maybe a little timing run here, cut the course from the back stretch to the front stretch. Various iterations of ownership and sponsorship. This boat has been on the Bill Munsey Racecourse 17 previous times. Best finish was third with Steve David driving in 1995 and 96. You know, Kate, the 159-mile-an-hour lap that Jamie finished just a moment ago, he was running in the middle of the race course, not along the buoy line.
Well, and that might be a tactic because when you go close to the buoy lines, you do have to let go of the throttle. Just like when you take a hard turn in your car, you have to kind of let go. What they're doing is they're going down to lane 2 or 3, keep the RPMs up, and the other keep the throttle down. Each driver goes out with their own tactic of what they want to do, where they want to be on the course. Some of our drivers do like the pins. You and I know J. Michael Kelly is always known for being in lane 1. Jamie Nielsen might be opting to go out of lane 2 or 3, but when it comes to heat racing, that whole thing can be thrown out the door and they may have to go to plan B.
So I know that all of our fans who are watching on the H1 Unlimited live stream know you from your voice, but we got to introduce you anyway. Kay Brewer is up here on the pit tower with us. We'll be here all weekend and doing duty as pit reporter as well.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
You and I have been around hard racing our whole lives, so that's what's fun is that we know a lot about the sport, a lot about the people, and a great way for all of our fans to get involved is to actually come into the pits. I just was told that it is free with your admission to come into the cold pits and actually see all of these hydroplanes up close and personal, talking to the drivers, talking to the crew members to see how everything works, and actually watch them and see what each person does off of the course.
So a timing run for Jamie. He cut the course a couple of times, once from back to front, once from front to back. And now running on the outside, up the buoy row, the white buoys are out of bounds markers. He's coming to a little wind, you may be able to see that. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but he's coming up to a little bit of wind right there. That is the wind from Fisherman's Cut. There is a bridge that straddles Fisherman's Cut, goes out to the other side of Mission Bay, and then there's the ocean.
Well, like you said, there's a side wind that kicks onto the boat. They're riding on a flow, they're just riding on a cushion of air right now, so when you adjust that cushion of air, the driver has to make adjustments. They don't want to turn right, because if you notice there's a huge skid fin. It's a set turn fin on the left side of the boat. That's what helps them turn. That is set at a perfect angle that if they try and turn right, that will make the boat go a little bit out of Jesus, I guess would be the word I'm looking for.
So Jamie's going to bring the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool back into the pits. We see Jeff Bernard getting strapped into the Oberto Super Salami, the U1918. He's at the dock. As we look back down the pits, we see the U7 Spirit of Detroit presents Boitano Homes. Sling is on that boat. Expect to see pretty much all of the H1 Unlimited hydroplanes out here testing. Kay Brewer heading down to the dock to have a chat with Jamie Nilsson as he hops off the boat. Going to have a chat with his crew.
Okay, Mark, we did grab Jamie. Jamie just got out of the boat, had a little bit of a meeting with both your owners, Scott and Shannon Rainey, and talk about setting the bar high. Did you know that you just did 159, which is the fastest this boat has ever gone?
Yeah, I just got that word, so it's exciting. But, I mean, the motto of this team is just, continue improving. Every time out, we want to just try to keep getting better, and it's always nice to see the speeds going up. It's a testament to the crew's hard work, and also a big thanks to J&Ds and Reliable Diamond Tool for help give us the tools we need to keep this boat going faster.
Well, yesterday you did a 130, then you did a 150, and then you did a 155 this morning with a 159. Do you plan on maybe making any adjustments to maybe tick over the 160 mark?
We'll see. I mean, it's definitely a goal. We're just trying to keep getting better, and I think that's the next step for us. So. Looking forward to qualifying and see if we can give these guys a run for the money this weekend.
All right. Well, like I said, you guys are, like you just said, you're always improving. This is a great crowd, great team you've got underneath you and behind you. And we look forward to seeing you out there for one more qualifying session this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
U7 Boitano Homes coming to the water. So we've got two more Unlimiteds just ready to go. The Spirit of Detroit presents Boitano Homes hanging over the water now. Hasn't already gotten down into the water, but you've got the Oberto Super Salami and Jeff Bernard getting strapped into the cockpit. Expect to see pretty much every one of our H1 Unlimiteds out on the testing race course this morning. And then we'll have Grand Prix racing and testing. Full slate for those of you on Fiesta Island and on Ski Beach here on East Vacation Island. We made a little bit of a change. If you want to come down and take a look at the boats, it is free to come down and take a look in the cold pit area.
And Mark, I've also been informed there is a shuttle that will bring you around to the cold pit area to come and see these 30 feet long, 15 feet wide, unlimited hydroplanes.
Yeah, I believe that shuttle is from Fiesta Island over here to East Vacation Island and back. And we also want to remind you about the driver's autograph session. It will be out in the vendor village, 11 o'clock this morning. And it's about an hour and 40 minutes from now. You can get the driver's autographs, follow our GP and H1 Unlimited drivers. And they'll be out there at 11 o'clock, and we'll remind you a couple of more times so that you don't forget. Nice conditions here on Mission Bay. Temperature's about 74 right now, expecting it to go up to 80. And very little wind. It's just kind of spotty around the race course. So let's update our race fans on our schedule. We're in H1 Unlimited testing, Grand Prix Supercharged Automotive Hydroplane testing will be coming up after this. And for those of you on Ski Beach, we will have another set of heats from our outboard racers. And again, the drivers meeting, a driver's autograph session at 11 o'clock. We'll have a 1 liter heat coming up about 11:25 if we stay on schedule. The GPs will be out racing. We'll do H1 Unlimited qualifying at 12:30 this afternoon. And then it's racing with our 1 liters for their final heat of the afternoon. H1 Unlimited Heat 1 comes at 3 o'clock. Grand Prix Heat 2 at 4 o'clock. And H1 Unlimited Heat 2 at 4:15 this afternoon. Pacific time for those of you who are watching on the H1 Unlimited stream. The Oberto crew working on something. Mike Hansen went down. He was up here with us in the pit tower, and then he's now down at the boat. Maybe a little bit of a radio problem with Jeff Bernard's communications. Well, they must have gotten it fixed because the hatch just went down. So we'll be looking for that bright red, white, and green Oberto Super Salami, the U919, 1918. Bada. Jeff Bernard brings the Oberto Super Salami out onto the Bill Muncie 2.5-mile race course here on Mission Bay. Turned his fastest lap in testing yesterday at just a tick under 147 miles an hour. Jeff Bernard teammates with Jimmy Shane for the last 3 races of the H1 Unlimited 2019 schedule. Brought this boat out for the race at Tri-Cities on the Columbia River at the end of July, raced in Seattle the following weekend, and the boat is here for our finale, San Diego on Mission Bay. Big skid fin rooster tail comes up as Jeff negotiates the north turn here on Mission Bay. Thirteenth season of racing for this particular hull. Mid-season replacement last year. Jeff comes through the SeaWorld turn. Water right there is a little bit flat, but this boat raced as the primary boat, Miss HomeStreet, last year in the first few races of the season. Then this boat was set back to be the secondary boat with a brand new Miss HomeStreet that took over for the last couple of races in 2018. And we may see Jimmy Shane out on the race course testing as well. Speed is 145.227 on that lap for Jeff Bernard. Now he's got a little ruffle on the water with the wind on the backstretch, nothing severe. But when he gets up to the SeaWorld turn, boy, it is glassy flat. Nice flat ride, smooth ride. See a flash of red, that was off of that vinyl that is stuck to the boat. It's a beautiful sight here on Mission Bay in the sunshine. A lot of red and green reflections. Kicked it up a bunch, 158.537. 158.537. So we're seeing testing speeds today that are a little higher than they had been yesterday when we had some rough water in the morning out at the north end of the race course. Testing session in the afternoon, the water had laid down a bit and we saw some higher speeds. And today, almost perfect conditions. Maybe a little sticky down here in the SeaWorld end of the race course. But Jeff turned a couple of really good laps here, a 158 plus the last time around. speed for you as he completes his third time around. All right, guys, 160.167. First 160-mile-an-hour lap. 160.167 for Jeff Bernard in the Oberto Super Salami. So this boat did not race here last year on Mission Bay, so the last time it raced as the Miss HomeStreet back in 2017 and qualified at 162.739. So Jeff is at 160 plus. So the boat hasn't lost any speed. They're right up there. So now we're going to do a timing run with Jeff. Kicks it up right at the entrance to the SeaWorld turn.
And Mark, for the fans that are just joining us today and weren't here yesterday for the qualifying or the test session, can you tell them exactly what you mean by a timing run? What are they doing when they're out there doing a timing run?
Well, with the timed starts, they have to be able to get to that start-finish line that Jeff just passed right when the digital countdown clock hits 0, but not too early. And not too late for that matter. If you're late, and everybody else is down in the first turn before you get there. So Jeff doing a timing run, he picked out the entrance buoy to the SeaWorld turn, and that was where he took his stopwatch, timed himself around to the start-finish line in lane number 1, and he will be doing another timing run. He's slowed down coming up the backstretch, so it looks like he'll be doing another timing run. But now he knows in lane 1 how long it takes to get around the race course to the start-finish line. Just for those of you keeping score at home, 112.855 on that timing run, that slower lap.
So if he crosses the start-finish line before the clock hits 0, in certain scenarios for certain different classes, they are disqualified. But with the H1 Unlimited hydroplanes, what is the penalty if you cross the start-finish line before the clock hits 0?
Well, it's a minute penalty, but on a 2.5-mile race course at speed, a minute is just about 1 lap anyway, so it's about the same thing. Now, Jeff did exactly the same thing, kicked it up from the entrance buoy to the SeaWorld turn, but this time he was out in lane number 2 because you don't know exactly where you're going to end up. So he needs to know how long it takes to get from that buoy, his marker, around to the start-finish line in lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, at least have a good idea of what that's going to mean.
So when they're out here qualifying, they are going for the fastest speed possible. We've seen a 159 by Jamie Nielsen, and now we're seeing a 160 by Jeff Bernard. They do collect points by this qualification. The first point, the top qualifier will get 100 points, then it will go 80, 70, 60, and so forth down from there. Those points are collected throughout the season and added on to their national title for national points.
So Jeff is coming up the buoy line. We'll see what he elects to do here. He's going to turn her left. Hasn't quite kicked it in yet. He is about the apex of the SeaWorld turn right now.
And keep in mind, there are spotters throughout the course that are looking to see exactly where he is at for exact time, so they know where to be. They're going to do what he did was his first lap. You said that he did on lap 1. The second lap was in lane 2. They want to have a plan A and a plan B. So they want to make sure that they've got 2 different scenarios, because later on today, we're going to be seeing 5 boats out here on each heat lap. Is that correct? Or 4?
Oh, we got 4 boats running the heats today and then 5 tomorrow, and everybody runs in the final. So Jeff Bernard this time kicked the rooster tail up at the exit to the SeaWorld turn. He was in lane number 1. Looking behind us, we see the U7. Spirit of Detroit presents Boitano Homes. That boat is in the water, ready to go. And the Graham Trekking, the U12, J. Michael Kelly standing on the dock, waiting to step onto the deck and get set to go out on the Bill Munsey race course. Jeff Bernard brings the Oberto Super Salami back into the pit area. And we want to remind everybody on Fiesta Island and also on Ski Beach. I'm looking down there. Remember, you got to be out of the water and off the sand. And those folks on the gators are there for your protection, so they'll remind you that you need to be out of the water and off the sand. Hatch goes down on Bert. Bert Henderson will be in the U7.
Yesterday when Bert Henderson went out, his fastest speed was 146, but keep in mind that is just a testing. So we'll see if he's going to be able to bring that up. Bert Henderson comes all the way from Ontario, Canada. This is his first time racing an H1 unlimited hydroplane here at San Diego Bayfair. He has raced with some of the smaller classes here. When I talked to him about the course yesterday, he says it is beautiful course. He loves the size of the course and he loves the shape of the course. Longer straightaways can get the speeds up over 150 to 160 miles an hour.
He had a lap of 146 plus yesterday, his fastest testing lap. A little bit of breeze coming up, a couple of miles an hour or so. Feels nice. It's a very warm day here on Mission Bay. A couple of times out testing yesterday, the backup driver, Patrick Howarth, had some seat time in this boat, and he will be out next year driving as a teammate with Bert Henderson, and they will have a second boat out of Dave Partish's stable of boats. Bert Henderson from Brockville, Ontario, a major boat builder, hydroplane boat builder. That is his business, and he has built some very, very fast boats, Grand Prix, and he put this boat back together after it had a pretty major crash in Detroit a couple of years ago. Bert Henderson on the course, going to come wide, out to about lane number 4. This boat is former Miss Budweiser, the T5, Turbine 5. And now Bert starts to kick it up. He's walking the sponsons a little bit as he comes through some wind there on the backstretch. This boat has been here on the Mission Bay Bill Munsey Race Course 15 different San Diego races. Best finish was first back in 98, 99, and 2000 as a Miss Budweiser T5 driven by Dave Villwalk. Overall, during its entire career, this boat is the 7th winningest unlimited hydroplane of all time. 22 wins passed under the transom. So Bert Henderson taking a wide berth on this course. Keep the speed up. He went slowly up the backstretch on his previous lap, and as a result, the time on that lap was a little over 96 miles an hour. But Bert's got it rolling now up the backstretch and heading to the SeaWorld turn. Got a little air under the boat there. Lap speed 142.238 for Bert Henderson in the U7 Spirit of Detroit presents Boitano Homes. And again, Bert is running a wide course.
Which, like Mark said earlier, some of these drivers are doing what's called timing runs. So that might be what happened. He might be doing a timing run at a faster speed. Each driver is going to do their timing runs in a different fashion. Some will see how slow they can get to go around the course. Some will see how fast they can go around the course at certain areas on the course with their timing marks. But we might have J. Michael Kelly of the Graham Trucking making his way out on the course.
During our testing session, we can have more than one boat on the race course at any one time, up to 3. So Bert Henderson is bringing the U7 up the backstretch very slowly. J. Michael Kelly comes off the dock. U12 Graham Trucking out of Milton, Washington, where Rob Graham has the headquarters for the Graham Trucking folks. Yesterday in testing, J. Michael's fastest lap was 147.248.
But Mark, you and I both know that boat can get well over 150 miles per hour. J. Michael Kelly, a very veteran driver, started racing H1 Unlimited in 2004. Been in many races across, not only here in the United States, but also traveled to Qatar for a couple races that we did race over there. J. Michael Kelly also races anything from the outboards that you saw earlier today to 5-liter. You give that kid a grocery cart, and I'm sure he could race it.
Well, Bert Henderson has brought the U7 Spirit of Detroit presents Boitano Homes back into the pit area. So J. Michael Kelly has the race course all to himself. Comes up the backstretch. You see a little bit of wind now on the water, and it's blowing the rooster tail toward the infield just a little bit. The wind we had yesterday, which was upwards of 12 miles an hour, you could really see that rooster tail bending into the infield as they came up the backstretch toward us. End of lap number 1 for J. Michael Kelly and the Graham Trucking. .961. 154.961, the U12, the Graham Trucking. J. Michael Kelly doing double duty. He's driving in the 1-liter class here this weekend as well. Has had some problems with his Y1 Shenanigans boat. Yesterday's early heat and today in the final that we ran from yesterday. Mike lifts the left sponson up just a little bit.
Keep in mind that turn fin that's on the side of that left side of that boat is catching 12 G force when it's going through that corner. And J. Michael Kelly usually only puts about a quarter of that turn fin in there. So a quarter of that turn fin is taking a lot of pressure as J. Michael Kelly goes down the front stretch for his next qualifying lap.
And he's turned it up again, 157.326. 157.326 makes the turn at the north end of the race course. Lane number 2 lets the boat drift a little bit to the right. Walking the sponsons and gets a little bit of air under the boat. J. Michael likes to run the boat loose. He's one of the best drivers at doing that, not letting the boat get away from him. Very tight turn here at the SeaWorld end of our Bill Munsey race course. Another 157, 157.284. 157.284. And now Mike has slowed the boat down as he comes through that north turn.